Hey guys, hey, what's today? It is Thursday. What does that mean? Last night was Survivor, and I am here to wrap it up for you in 10 minutes or less because sometimes we don't have enough time to watch it, and sometimes we want to talk about it with friends and we haven't had time yet. So I'm going to help you out. So it's day 12 through 14 last night, which was episode 7. And if you remember last episode, we ended, the merger happened and Charity went home. So it starts with all of them going back to camp, and Mitch is apologizing to Say because he voted for her. Say is ready to get Mitch out because he's voted for a couple times, but they kind of hug it out and act like they're fine. Cedric is panicking, looking who voted for him. It was Say, but she doesn't want to tell him. She actually even wrote in cursive so nobody would notice, but we all know it was Say. But Cedric now thinks it was Charity because because Say made him think it was Charity, and she left, so why not, right? So shortly after, Mitch, Joe, and Shaheem bond, but they realize Mitch has a story that is going to win this game. Like, all he has to do is tell his story, and that's automatic sympathy votes. So we all know that that's not who you want at the end of the game, no matter how great the person is. And I do love Mitch. He seems like a really genuine, sweet person, but his story will win the game, as we've seen it happen before. So everybody's scrambling, and Say talks to Shaheem, and Say finds out that Shaheem actually wrote her name down at the last tribal. But Say once again is like, thank you for telling me, we should talk, and I respect that. She's really scrambling because she was not this understanding at the beginning. She's playing too rough, too hard, too fast. But she's chilling out. So they go to the immunity challenge, and it's one of those ones where you have to, hold on to the bar, and you put a bucket up and you have to keep twisting it to keep it up. It's always a hard one, and everyone drops out pretty quickly and it rips the skin open on your hands and everything else, and just it's a tough game. So it's going to come out, the 2 people end up safe. They go into 2 groups, and the groups were Star, Joe, Mitch, Chrissy, Say, and Eva. And the next group was Kyle, Shaheem, Mary, Cedric, David, and Camilla. Now, the winning group will get food, which was PB&J sandwiches, I believe, and they will also go to Tribal second, because both teams are going to go to Tribal. Okay, and the team who loses first is going to go to Tribal first, meaning that the first person will go home, and the second Tribal, the person will go to jury. Yes, it's jury time, and I'm excited. So at the challenge, Cedric drops out in like 15-20 seconds. The next one to drop out was Star, and then Chrissy, then Say, then Camilla, Mary, then Shaheem. 8th to drop was Mitch, and 9th was Eva, and 10th was Kyle. So if you noticed, Eva, Joe, David, and Kyle were all playing the game at the end together, which is all one group plus Shaheem. So they were just basically chilling, just holding it up. It came down to almost an hour against Joe and David. Joe ends up winning individual immunity, and so does David, but Joe wins the whole thing. So they sent the losers back to Siva camp, where they didn't have Flint, they didn't have anything, it's terrible, but they're there because they're losers this time. And of course the winners went to eat. Now all the winners were talking and decided that Say will be the one that needs to go next, but Kyle also mentions that he doesn't trust Shaheem, which they're in a group together, so I see cracks. Now the losers go back to their Siva tribe or camp, and everybody's scrambling. Like, Say's going to talk to Joe. Joe's kind of quiet, and he didn't really give her much, which thankfully. Say and Eva talk, and Say says she's wanting to vote Mitch, which Eva's like, he does have a good story and it's a good idea, but everyone is still saying Say. Then Mary, Shaheem, David are all talking about getting Cedric out. And they said Cedric doesn't have a vote if he doesn't use his shot in the dark, which I don't think that was true, but maybe. So then it shows Shaheem and Kyle talking, and Kyle talks to Cedric about getting Shaheem out. It went over well because Cedric's like, anything but me. Then it shows Kyle and Camilla, who, if you remember, were day ones, and they decide to come up with a plan where they can set Shaheem up and make Dave and Joe think that Shaheem has an idol and they want to flush it and get him out right now. David wasn't feeling it. He was like, no, we want to play this trustworthy game. David didn't really know. Joe was the one saying, we want to play this trustworthy game and we got to stick together. But at this point, to him, it was between Shaheem and Cedric. So what's he supposed to do? Now, Chrissy is also talking to Star about her wanting Mitch out. So it's getting around that Mitch is going home probably. But is that what really happens? We don't know. So first tribal comes. They all go to vote. Say gets up there and realizes her vote is blocked. She's ticked. No one plays the idol. No one plays any kind of savior. Nobody plays block vote other than Say's. Nothing else is done. And he tallies the votes. 1 vote for Say, 1 vote for Say, 1 vote for Say, by Say, torch is snuffed. But it shows at the end that all of them voted for Say. So they did what they said. So Say's torch is snuffed and she does not go to tribal. She goes home. Bye, Say. So second tribal comes and no one again plays their idol or block or save a vote or anything. Like, nobody plays anything. They were talking and like I was really thinking it's going one way. Everybody was getting a little nervous, but they still were trusting each other and going with what everybody said. So the first vote was Shaheem, and you see him just devastated. Like, he knows that this is not good. They're turning on him. So he thinks he's going down. But shortly after that, Cedric. 4 votes for Cedric, and Cedric goes home. But he does go to tribal. He does get to go to jury, so that's a good thing. So on day 14, Cedric goes to jury, and Say goes home. And that's how this episode ended. Thanks for watching with me. If you like what I do and love to see this summed up in 10 minutes or less, give me a like, follow, and share. I also do it on my YT page, same name, Reality Junkie 2. And I like to round up a lot of reality TV and shows. So if you have a show you want me to cover, drop it in the comments. I would gladly cover it because I more than likely watch it. I am reality TV all day long. Okay, not all day, but a lot of times. Anyway, thanks guys.